Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to the Holocron. This is the week 106 update for the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account's progress every week, go through all the characters, ships, plans for the future so that you can follow along. As always, leave your comments down below, things that you like or suggestions that you have for me. Always happy to hear that stuff. And remember to use that like button on your way through. It helps me, helps the channel. I'd appreciate it if you could activate your like saber and get that taken care of for me. All right, we're looking through our signal data and our materials for relicking. Here you can see I did get 210 Carbonti materials, so we'll have 4 full Carbontis to apply this week. So that's a nice little boost that we'll be able to put somewhere in the account. We'll have to figure out the right places to do that. Our first priority, of course, is our relic for the week, which is Hera. Getting her up to relic 5 is the target. Working on that Profundity journey, so we're going to take her up and get that quest completion done. There you can see, upgrade to relic 5 done. We're completely out of bronzium wiring again, always. All right, we need a Carbonti here on L3. She's part of that Dash Rendar team that we're trying to build, and we're going to build her up now with that Carbonti that we have to spend. This is a pretty easy gear tier, taking her to gear 10. Going to gear 11, she needs this data pad. It's also needed by Chewbacca, who we need for the CLS team, and that's a higher priority for us right now than L3. So we're going to go ahead, take the upgrade to that Chewbacca, try to keep making that CLS team better. Take a quick look through here. We've got 1 Carbonti remaining at this point. We're looking for the right character to apply that to. Here we go into ships. We're going to work a little bit on Han's Millennium Falcon. We're going to take the stars up on this Extinction Bomber. I have the character for this ship already reliced, so there's no reason not to commit some resources to go ahead and keep working on finishing that ship out a little bit at a time as we get the stars for it. Going into the Home 1, we've been using this as a fleet. We can use this 30% damage increase here, and we just haven't wanted to commit the materials, but we're in good shape on that, so we're going to go ahead and spend a little bit there. Raven's Claw, we're going to go ahead and get that ship started. Just get some initial skills there with Kyle Katarn. Now we're going to go into a modding session, and I continue to kind of sharpen the system that I'm using for building mods. And going through, working on Hera mods, because we did get her to relic, so trying to polish her up a little bit. We're going to put some mods on characters that haven't previously been modded. Here we're working on Darth Talon, just giving her a little bit of speed and health. Here we're working on an Ewok, the low gray, just to get him up and running. Mother Talzin has no mods. We might want to throw this Night Sister team somewhere on defense. It's a throwaway team, but might as well put some mods on it just to have something there. Old Daka will mod, and again, the target with Old Daka is just to optimize the health wherever possible. Eventually, she'll get the Zeta and be gaining health every time somebody dies and gets revived. So we'll just put some starter mods on. Here I'm going through working on some other characters. And I decide that we're going to go ahead and try to get the initial phases of that C-3P0 journey done. I don't think I can get him to 7 stars with the gear that I have on my Ewoks right now, but I'm going to go ahead, put really good mods on them, make some sets from some characters. And remember, we have to make sets from characters that aren't yet gear 12 because we can't use any 6-dot mods over here. So we're going to take Mara Jade's mods, for example, Admiral Radis mods, Newt Gunray mods, and we're going to put them on Ewoks. And then for the Elder, we used the mods from the Galactic Legend Kenobi, just to get the very best mods that we can on Elder. So we quickly win these first few rounds to get him to 100 shards. Now, to get him to 145 and get the unlock, there's a pretty big jump in the difficulty. So, as you see, they just kill one Ewok right away. But it's not the Elder, so we're fine. We're going to proceed on with this. And I'm trying to get Chewbacca out of here. It's pretty standard practice to kill Chewbacca, take away the guarding that he gives to the other characters. But R2 is being very clever about his stealths. He keeps putting people back under stealth. There, Chewbacca goes back under stealth again. And then finally here he comes out of stealth, and as soon as he does, I can knock him down, and then I'm back to dealing with these guys. But my Elder got killed in there, and once the Elder's down, it's pretty much a no-go on this journey. So here we have to forfeit the battle and retreat and look for a little better RNG where our Elder doesn't get killed. So I go through here and I take a look at locking down the gear for these characters that's not critical. So there's a bunch of gear here that's not Carbantes or Mark III holo projectors and stuff like that. So we just give them all the gear that's pretty much for free. I'm trying the T-bow lead here. So I think to myself, well, getting into stealth and removing turn meters a pretty good deal. Maybe that gives my Ewok some advantages. So I try the T-bow lead here just to see what's going to happen. So far so good. We take off, we get running. Of course the tank is in the way. And I decide here just to focus down R2 because he's so annoying and he just keeps getting in the way anyway and putting people under stealth. But what happened there was, let's see if we can rewind that for a second and you guys can see. What happened, T-bow's lead allows characters to go into stealth, and the Elder was the only one out of stealth. So just by random, all of the other Ewoks were able to get stealth, and the Elder was out of stealth. So it's the only thing they can target, and they just kill my Elder. So the T-bow lead's a no-go. I hadn't thought about that possibility that you work yourself into a scenario where the Elder's the only one that fails to get the stealth buff, but yeah, so that obviously won't work. So I come in here, take another try, Elder gets killed again, and we go in again, and they target Elder first, and they just wipe him off with the first 2 hits. So nothing to be done there. And then I come in again here, working on the tank, working on R2. I decide just to focus on that R2 because he's just like, putting characters under stealth is too annoying. I get him close and then I can't finish him off. So I kill the R2 first. And oddly enough, once he's down, he's not putting my Ewoks on fire. He's not putting the other guys under stealth. It really feels pretty easy. And of course we get some good RNG in that they don't target the Elder. But that's it. So we get the battle here. And that puts us on 145 shards for C-3PO. Which means that we'll be able to unlock him and start working on his gear. Now I do go back in here and try to get something done on the next level to take him to 6 stars. And again, going from 5 to 6 to 7, it gets increasingly more difficult. And I just don't have enough damage here. You can see I'm hitting R2, but there's almost no damage being done. So some of these other Ewoks are going to need some extra gear to get through that. And I think probably getting Paplu a bit tankier for sure. And I had speed mods on Paplu also, and maybe he needs tank mods instead. So we'll at least be able to get C-3PO up and running. So let's do that. We got some good money in the bank here, 65 million credits in the bank. I've kind of reached a pause on character building. I haven't started any new characters in a couple weeks, so the credits are building up. That's nice. It's also going to allow me to start working some more gray mods, which will be good because we've been credit limited for a long time on this account, and getting some free credits will help us out. So here we're taking the skills up. A lot of these Omegas on C-3PO are just fantastic, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Since we're kind of low on mod inventory, we just steal the mods off of Paplu, put on C-3PO. And in the end, I'm looking at this over and over again, and I decide, you know what, let's go ahead and do it. Let's put the Zeta onto Confuse. It's a pretty good skill. We're going to want that anyway sooner or later, so I go ahead and put it on sooner rather than later. So there's C-3PO started. And then we just got to put the mods back on these guys that we borrowed mods from. So Newt, Mara, Radis, and Kenobi all get their mods back from the Ewoks. And that at least gives us a 5-star C-3PO to get working with. So at week 106, that puts us at 5.18 million galactic power, 52 relics, 67 zetas. It puts JMK still in the top 10, Executors in the top 5. And Biston, we might get Biston already next week, but I think to be safe, we'll put him on week 108. If I can get him already for next week, that's going to put a lot of pressure on us to get Radis to gear 12 in the same week. So if I get him there, I don't think it's helping that much anyway. So probably week 108. Farming plan's the same as it's been. Radis, Scion, 50 RT, Fennec, and Wicket. Fleet, we're working on Raven's Claw. Also building up that resistance tank, just in case I need it. Because I feel like I want two fleet farms, and there's not really a whole lot else that I'm farming on a fleet right now. In Cantina, we're working on signal data. Mods, working on speed and defense. Refresh strategies the same as it has been. Trying to get 3 Cantina refreshes as often as I can. And Squad Arena, we're starting to work on Savage, so we're going ahead pulling his shards, and then working on gear. I think I'm good on Prestige for right now for capital ship building, so we're leaving that alone. I have like 1,900 of that in the bank. For the Profundity Fleet Store, I'm buying anything that I don't already own, and working on some Zetas, but mostly feeding the shard shop with everything. So for C-3PO to get him to 7-star completion, need a bit more gear. I just need some more damage on these Ewoks in general. Probably put tank mods on Paplu, and I can see without Wicket why that increases the variability of getting to 7 stars. So the leadership on Chief Chirpa says that when a Ewok uses a special skill, there's a chance of other Ewoks assisting. And Wicket gets to use a special to call, and his specials call assist, so he can call the Elder. And there's, more special skills being used, more instances of the Elder attacking. So you can more easily have like one good character that's carrying the team through this journey. So I can see where building Wicket might make this work a little better, but yeah, so we'll see. I still want to see if I can do it without Wicket. It's not that big of a deal to build Wicket, but especially in the very early game for accounts that may want to go for CLS first, we really don't want to have to spend the time farming Wicket, because there's so many other things that we need to do with our farming energy, and the rest of the Ewoks we can get out of the shops and such. So. And Chirpa, of course, from his Cantina farm, I believe. So, anyway, some interesting stuff. And the Tebow lead, I thought there was some chances there, but yeah, there is that random chance that your Elder ends up as the only one not in stealth, and that's the end of the run when that happens. That's going to wrap it up for the week 106 update. As I said before, leave comments if you have them. Please like. Subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more like this in the future. And remember to join us over on Discord. We've got a really great Discord community. Can't brag about it enough. And hope to see you over there. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next Holocron.